She's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is my review for Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta. This is season 2, episode 2. I hope everyone had a great Thursday. It is basically Friday Eve, almost time for the weekend. I can't wait for tomorrow to go out with my girls for my birthday. Yeah, you know me, Karla, Reba, Nay, Rain, Carlity. I had to think what I was going with. So, you know what I'm saying? My fab circle of people who I've known forever. So, yeah. So, I'm, looking forward to this weekend. Then I'm going to dinner with my sister, my mom, and my nephew on Sunday. And I think Saturday, I have a lot of reviews I'm going to do that I was not able to do this week. I think I'm going to do the Gianni Versace review. I might do Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder too. I have not watched How to Get Away with Murder tonight. I did watch Scandal. It was it was what it was. That's why I'm not in a rush to do it today, but I might recap it a little bit on Saturday. I'm not sure yet. Anywho, let's get into this Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta review. I was so bored with this dang old thing. I fell asleep, which is why I got my scarf on. I thought, episode 1 was just boring because they were talking about the whole Regine and Brandon beef from last season. No, they just boring. Like, they are boring. I'm like, everyone seems monotone. Like, no one has any energy. It's just, like, boring. And I literally, the part where, I can't remember what part it was, but I wrote in there, I literally just fell asleep. Because I woke up like, oh, shit. I had to rewind it because I was bored. I mean, I hope the rest of the season is not as much bullshit as is already going on these first 2 episodes. And I get sometimes with shows, the first episode, sometimes the beginning of a season is not as exciting as the end of the season, or sometimes it's vice versa. But, I mean, I need y'all to get it popping. Just do something to get... I literally fell asleep with my scarf on and then woke up like, oh, shit, let me do the review. And I ain't taking it off because it's sleepy time, bitch, okay? So, it starts off with the whole meetup with Brandon and Regine. This shit was boring to me, too. Simply because it was a whole thing of, Deb saying how she tired of the bullshit as well. And, she just want to make sure that Brandon doesn't say anything to basically piss anybody else off. But Brandon gonna always say something that's gonna piss somebody off, no matter who is there. And I'm just like, oh my God, she said how, both Brandon and Regine need to squash the situation and put their pistols down. Why people keep talking about them shooting pistols and people getting hurt? Why are y'all putting it in the air? Look, Brandon ain't gonna shoot at Regine. Regine ain't gonna shoot at Brandon. Regine little ass just needs to stop telling people to go beat that man up. And then Brandon ass need to leave Regine little ass the fuck alone because she's a kid. She's an adult kid, but she's a damn kid. Meaning, adult child means you're legally an adult, but you're a fucking child. And that's what Regine is. Simply because she's still up under her mother's bosom. You know what I'm saying? She's still a kid in these streets. So it is what it is. Tori is saying how she wants it to end this before it gets worse. If everybody just leave everybody else alone, it'll be fine. Y'all this ain't no mafia meetup. Let's see who can do whatever. I mean, look. I was thirsty. Yes, I have a Simply Fresh fruit punch water bottle that I got from my Kroger. I just put water in it after I drink the juice out of it because I like a lot of water. But I was thirsty. But it was a weird ass sit down simply because, Brandon was saying how he didn't want to apologize. Regine was saying how she didn't want to apologize. Then Regine said, when I feel tested, I just start talking and I just start saying crazy stuff and I start snapping back. And Brandon like, well, do you think that's okay? And she was like, no, I know it's not okay. She's like, but it is what it is. Him then saying how when she said to him that he was a nobody, that was his trigger, that was his soft spot, so she poked his button. He said, so in retaliation, I just said something back to make you mad too. But my thing is, why say something about her daddy? I felt like if someone said something about you, you need to say something about them. Don't include other people into the situation, because bringing her daddy into it is what made it escalate. You could have just told her that she wasn't no damn body either, because she's not. You should say you ain't gonna be nobody except Lil Wayne, daughter, and Toya. Well, no, you can't bring nobody else. I mean, he could have said, look, you ain't nobody either, little girl. But again, it was weird. It was pointless. I don't see the point of it. Eventually, then Regina started crying, saying how people be misunderstanding her and people be, they just don't understand her. They don't know her and they judge her. And just her, she crying. Brandy talking about her tears is fake, and she's a female Denzel Washington. Regina is not a good actress at all. I don't think those is fake tears. I really do think she's a little kid who you hurt her feelings. And I really do think, because Dad was saying stuff like, you can't be getting up in the guy's face, you really can't be doing things like that. Even have Toya telling Brandon, I don't care how old you are, or if my daughter is firstly 18 years old, meaning she's an adult, if you come at my child, you got to deal with me. And from there, I think Reginae's feelings were just hurt, because, and we know they probably cut and pasted and left stuff out that was probably said that made her cry. But, because again, Reginae ain't tough. Please believe she not touched. She played a tough role. That girl ain't really had to deal with real hardship. The hardest thing that she probably had to deal with was her. I wouldn't say her parents splitting up, because she was a baby when her parents split up. But I'm saying, probably the death of her uncles, and because that was a real life. I hate when my phone buzz and I be being nosy to see what it is, and that's because that was probably a real life situation. But Reginae has lived a very much sheltered life, so she don't even get. She don't even get people can mess with you, and it just is what it is, because she's always, I'm Lil Wayne and Toya Wright's daughter. Girl, just go ahead and sit your ass down somewhere and cry them tears elsewhere, and next time just leave people alone. Brandon does say how he's sorry for bringing up Lil Wayne. And then when he says to Regina, like, you should say sorry too. I think we both owe each other an apology. She pauses or whatever, and in her confession, she's saying, like, I don't feel like I owe him an apology, but I'm going to apologize just because I felt like it would make my mother happy. And she does say sorry, and they kind of squash it or whatnot. We do see Toya, who went on Twitter, saying how, the show was editing stupid stuff differently, and they took interviews that Regina did, like, last season and put it on this season as if it was something she was saying now. Talking about, y'all making my child look like a spoiled brat. I mean, but she is a spoiled brat. Even if that particular clip wasn't, used in the right context, Regina is very much so a spoiled little girl. We all know that. You know that. That's why you went on Twitter and tried to defend something that, no, I'm like, girl, look. You birthing the baby right now. Just hush up, okay? Talking about we won't be back next season. Okay, the guy, it might not get a third season because y'all born as hell. So it's like, who even cares? So yeah, I need to I need to cut my stuff on Do Not Disturb, so these stuff I keep popping up. I keep looking at it. But yeah, I mean, because again, I felt like the season is boring. So if Toya and Regina ain't back next season, I'm pretty sure they will find someone to fill their slots, because there's plenty of celebrity kids who want to be on the show. So, okay, bye. I don't think the show is really built around Regina anyway. I think most people, she's not relatable because she doesn't do anything. And even when she's talking, it's this high society, and it's upper echelon. It's just a whole different vibe. And she's probably a great kid, you know what I'm saying, if you know her in real life. However, on TV, no one is really watching the show like, oh my God, I love Regina. She's the best person ever. And not saying that, I'm not even saying it to like hate on her. I just mean like, Toya talking about they didn't come back next season as if this is the Toya Wright and Regina show. No one, whatever. The next thing that we see is Regina and Zanique meet up. And, she's saying how the meeting with her and Brandon went fine, how they both apologized, and how they squashed it. And it is what it is. Zanique saying how she like Regina's new bob. I didn't like her new bob. I thought that, whoever did her hair didn't blend it the right way. It looked like they used some gel. And I'm like, for you to be so, her mama hair be laid, honey. And I'm like, that grease around them edges and that poofy, little braid out that whoever did on your girl wasn't cute. The bob idea was cute, but the execution not so much. It looked just a little, like you had somebody from the hood do it, a friend who could do her in the kitchen. That's what it looked like. I just wanted her to have some better root realness, okay? So, Regina brings up how, she wants to kind of get ready for the real world. She wants to kind of, be more of an adult, which is a great thing. And she wants to possibly move out of her mother's house. And, like that's what I'm thinking about. So I can kind of have a better college experience. I think that is a great, dumb idea. I think it's a great idea because she's old enough to do so. I think it's a dumb idea because I don't think she understands the real world enough to be on her own. And, Zanika, like, well, yeah, I've been thinking about moving out too. Now, I recall on they show on the T.I. and Tiny Family Hustle show, she supposedly had her own apartment. So I guess she don't live there no more. So she said, yeah, she's thinking about it as well. So Regina said, we should be roommates. And Zanika was like, I don't know about that. She brings up how her aunt has always told her that you should never live with a boyfriend or your best friend. I don't know about boyfriend. I feel like when you date someone, you do need to know who you dating. So there ain't nothing wrong with living together. Eventually. You don't move in too quick, but eventually. And I do agree that you should not roommate with your best friend. Simply because sometimes you're best friends because you have your own space. And sometimes, you should just not cohabitate with best friends. I just don't think it's, I'm not a roommate person at all. I had a roommate once. Well, I didn't have a roommate. I had a friend who needed some help, for a little bit of time, like a month. And, they had to sleep on my couch because they just, was in need. And it was not me and that person is no longer friends. So, and we have been friends for years. So, yeah, I think, everyone is not made to be roommates. It's hard cohabitating space. It's just difficult. So, Regina saying, that she thinks they're moving together will be fine. They'll have their own space, and if they get tired of each other, they can always just go back home. That ain't how it works, Regina. But it is what it is. If you think it'll be great, let's say it'll be great. We see Bow Wow in the studio, and he was like doing a snippet of his song. And if that's a snippet of what he's working on that he had from JD, I see now why he had it. It was horrible. I hated it. I was like, that's some bullshit. Is it going to be on SoundCloud? Because that's not nothing that's going to be on iTunes. Boy, go ahead on somewhere. Then see Shania. Is it Shania? Yeah, Shania come in with JD's daughter. Just kind of looking for her dad. And it was weird to me because I'm like, if Bow Wow trying to avoid JD, I would think he wouldn't be like in Nate Studios. But I'm thinking if Shania came looking for a daddy, he had to have been in So Def Studios. And if JD looking for Bow Wow, why wouldn't he just go to So Def Studios? So for me, that was like a lost in translation loophole situation because if JD daughter looking for her dad, she wouldn't go to just a random studio. She would be at the So Def studio. And if he hadn't from JD, he wouldn't be there. It was stupid. It was what it was. Because as we see, JD wasn't there. But her and Bow Wow still talking, end up, conversating. Even though conversate is not a word, I just said it. But whatever, don't judge me. He brings up asking her who was this little guy she'd been hanging out with that she'd been posting on Instagram or whatever. And she said, oh, that's like my boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? He's like, well, I want to meet him. And she's like, well, okay. Because, he hasn't even met my dad yet. And he's like, what? Really? And she's like, yeah, I'm kind of nervous about him meeting my dad. And, he's like, okay, whatever. So he's like, y'all only kiss? And she's like, yeah, we don't do nothing else. Like, well, okay, y'all can't have sex. You cannot talk about nobody having sex by Wow because you was nasty, okay? She then said to him, like, you don't even do, you don't do the right thing in your own life. So how you going to advise me on what to do? And it was completely true. When he said, because you a female, you want commitment. Like, but me, I'm done with commitment. He's like, he said how he let the rumors of him cheating ruin his relationship, how he was engaged to Sierra. He was engaged to Erica Mena. I did not know him and Sierra was ever engaged. I might not just can't remember back that far because it was a long ass time ago, but what is what it is. But he brings up how at least with Erica Mena, the rumors of him cheating or having sex with her, messing around with Johnny Blaze is what broke him and Erica Mena up. And he was saying how he just didn't handle the situation right. Had he handled it a better way, that relationship would have never ended, and him and Eric would still be together. Erica Mena's the one who got away. Okay, if you say so, it is what it is. So he just says how now, he just he's giving up on relationships. How he feel like, he's lost all his faith. He's lost all his faith in relationships, and he doesn't want to hurt a female. He doesn't want to, ruin her and make her life crazy. So he's gonna be forever single. But again, I ain't care about it. We did have Shania saying how her boyfriend and her can like track each other. They have like their location on. That is a bit stalker-ish. If I have to always know where you are at all times, I don't trust you. I don't want to have a damn location tracker on you like you a damn dog. But she's like, she love her man. She trusts him. Okay, you say so, it is what it is. But he like, that's crazy that y'all can really track each other and follow each other and find out where the person is at any given moment. I think it's crazy too, but it is what it is. We then see Brandon talking to Ayana, saying how he wants to start his own label. And, he's saying like, when I start a new label, I'm not going to have time for Deb anymore and helping Deb with her stuff. And I feel like him helping Deb is more of help for Deb than for him. I feel like him helping Deb is helping him get experience working and doing development. So my thing is, who have you worked with as an artist who wasn't working with your mama? If it's no one, then your mother is helping you get the experience you're going to need to eventually go out on your own. But Brendan's all full of himself, and he's saying how he wants to put together a singing group. Yep, Gregor's singing group. But he don't know if he wants it to be like an all-male group or all-female group of men. He don't know what he want to do. All he know is, I can start a record label, and that's what I want to do, but I ain't got no damn artist. Ayana then says how she's considering to have a breast reduction surgery because she's having back pain and stuff because her boobs are so big. And I'm like, okay. She brings up how she wants to do a photo shoot with the other girls, with Zanique and Reginae and Shania, to like kind of promote her clothing line. Because she was talking about clothing line last season, but okay. Again, I feel like the show was boring, so I'm just trying to give y'all what it gave me. Was a really cute scene, when Reginae goes to her mom that she wants to move out. Toya can't put her shoes on because her feet getting bigger because she's pregnant. And so, when you're pregnant, your feet gets fat. So she couldn't get her shoes on. She was getting so frustrated. So when that Reginae come in, she's like, Reginae, can you put some lotion on my feet so I can, hopefully get these shoes on? And it was so cute seeing Reginae put, lotion on her mama's feet. I'm like, aw. And she was able to fit the shoes, and the shoes were cute. Reginae then lets her mom know that she's thinking about moving out just to have a better experience. And, Toya, for the most part, is against it. Just saying how she doesn't feel like she's ready for that particular experience because she's not much of an adult. She doesn't know about responsibilities in that aspect of paying bills, balancing checkbooks, paying monthly bills. You know what I'm saying? If you don't pay a bill, stuff gets cut off. So, Reginae saying, if anything's happened, I can always come move back home. And Toya was like, no, once you leave the house, you can't come back. And I feel like, because Reginae said, what's the part of growing up, me having to leave? And I completely get that. But sometimes I think people leave home too soon just because they want to be on their own, but they're not ready. Sometimes you could be not financially ready. Sometimes you could be not emotionally ready. Sometimes you cannot be mentally ready. I did not move out of my parents' house until I was 27, simply because, and when I say I didn't move out, I mean, I was able to move out before, and every time I was going to move out, I was going to first move out when I was like 23, 24, I think it was. But something said is don't do it, and I ended up losing my job like a couple months later. So I was happy I didn't leave. And then the second time I was going to move out, I forgot. I think I just didn't because I just didn't want to. But the thing about it, what I was happy, the reason I did not, because it's one thing to want to leave your parents' home, but it's something else to want to leave and have to come back. My thing is, for me and my siblings, once we moved out, we never had to come back. And we all left in our 20s. I think I was the last to leave home. My brother went to college, right out of high school, and he went out to college out of state, so he stayed gone or whatever. My sister went to college too, but she went to college in Michigan, but she moved out to, in her early 20s. And then me, I moved out in my late 20s. Just because I was like, okay, because I left when I was really able to leave, and I knew I would not have to come back. And I think that's what Toy's trying to say. Like, if you leave, don't leave and plan on things going wrong and you just come back here, because that's not being an adult. You have to want to leave and know that if push comes to shove, I can, but I shouldn't want to. And I think that was a great thing for her to kind of say to Reginae, for Reginae to get it. So I thought that was cool or whatnot. It is what it is. So, yeah. And I think people just don't leave your house. Don't leave your parents' house too soon. If you can, I don't mean, you should not be 30. Like, if you're in your 20s, you're still there, okay. You should not be in your 30s still living at home. Amy and Ayana. I do not. Is this when I fall asleep? This is when I fell asleep because I literally fell asleep. I do not believe in Ayana and Amy's relationship. I think it is so fake. I think they are friends who messed around and now they're trying to act like they're a couple. I just don't see them as a couple. And they were at dinner, and she was basically telling Amy that she wants to have breast reduction surgery because she keep having this back pain. And Amy kind of was just like, I don't want you to have it. You're fine how you are. You shouldn't have surgery. And Amy mad, like, so you're not going to support me? And she's like, no, I don't think you should have surgery. I don't. She's like, not that you're on your own, but, I just don't agree with it. And I was confused because I'm like, it ain't like she's saying that she want to get it because she's unhappy with how she looks. She's saying my breasts are so big that it makes my body hurt and I need to get them smaller. She's not getting bigger boobs. And I'm like, that's why I'm like, this got to be made up for TV. Because I'm like, how can your partner say, I'm in so much pain? You can't shrink boobs. Like, boobs grow. Okay, I've had big boobs since I was in like the 3rd and 4th grade. I've always had big breasts, and they just grow as you get older. And that girl's still in her 20s. So my thing is, and she's a little thing or whatever, and her boobs are really huge. So I'm like, if she's telling you like, oh my God, my back hurts, and I have all this back pain, and that is what big breasted people deal with, no matter if you are skinny or plus size. Eventually your breasts do at times make your back hurt. And with her being smaller, Amy is an asshole for acting like, well, girl, you don't need no breast reduction. I would say, Amy, shut the hell up. But she was mad about it, and then she got up and left. But I fell asleep on it. I had to rewind it because I was like, this is so fucking boring. Whatever. We see the Brad talk to JD and basically tell him that, Bow Wow wants to finish his album without JD checking on it or working on it. JD, like, he was kind of mad about it. He didn't act mad, but he said he was mad. And he's saying, because people confuse the fact that if he's not physically there, that he isn't helping producing. He's like, but I introduced them to, and I told him to work with that other producer. He's like, but I'm still producing because I put this stuff together. And I say, I guess that's how it goes in the music business. But at the same time, I'm like, ain't nobody waiting for no Bow Wow album except Bow Wow and maybe the record people. But we ain't. America not waiting. No one is waiting for a Bow Wow album. We're not. Okay. We're not waiting for a Bow Wow album. We're not waiting for a Jermaine Dupri album. Hell, we're not waiting for a DeBray album. We're not even waiting for a Snoop Dogg album. Okay. We just not. And I just had to name those people because I'm petty. But I'm like, I'm not caring about no new, because that song he did was horrible. And I hope that ain't what he's trying to come out with. Boy, bye. She said how, he won't even let me listen to the music. I would have said, I don't want to hear it no way because it's crappy. But that's just me what I'm saying, And he like, all right, I'll handle it. I'm going to reach out to him. I'm going to talk to him because, he can't think he going to do the album without me. And I'm like, I wonder if Bow Wow doing the album on his label. I don't know how they records go, but I don't really care because, again, I ain't taking for no goddamn Bow Wow album. He then texts Bow, saying, we need to talk now, watch your album. And Bow Wow texts him back and say he busy. Bow Wow, you're not busy. You're so silly. You ain't got nothing else to do. We see it's a listening party for Johnny Blaze's album. Not her album. It's like a single release. It was a music listening party for Johnny Blaze. I see they're really trying to push her to be on this season or something. I mean, okay, if you like it, I love it. So, she does sing a song. She does a song called Changes. And look, I remember Johnny from Love and Hip Hop. I do think she looks completely different. I think she has gotten her teeth done. She's gotten some other things fixed. Her teeth to me look like chiclets. There's too much teeth. And I don't remember her looking that way before. I remember her being a very beautiful girl when she was on Love and Hip Hop, but she was like a real ghetto hood beautiful girl. She still looks beautiful, good and ghetto now. I think her teeth are just a lot, Now for the song Changes, I liked it, but then again I didn't like it, and I don't know if I didn't like the lyrics with the music, or if I didn't like the music with the lyrics. I didn't like them. I just didn't like them together. I thought the music was cool. I thought the lyrics was cool, but I couldn't get them together. I was like, who produced this damn song? I just did not like it. I think she has a beautiful voice. I think the voice was fine, but I felt like if she had the lyrics with a different beat, it would bang. But I was just like, it's not horrible. Like when I listen to it, and when they do music on these shows, I listen because I love music. So, because my best friend Karla does music. Matter of fact, Karla's album is available. If you want a copy of her, it's an EP. It's 5 songs. If you want a copy of her album, comment below, and I can let y'all know where to get it from. Anyway, but yeah, I listen to the music when they have stuff like that. And as it was going, I was like, it ain't horrible, but I don't know, it's something. And like I couldn't figure it out. I just did not like it. She does, thank Deb for being her manager, and how much she did for her, how hard she's worked to get her to where she is, and she kind of cried or whatever. I do think from where Johnny Blaze was on Love and Hip Hop to her even being on, Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta, and she's actually letting people hear her voice and see that she's an artist and see that she is talented. I think she has come a long way, and I think that it's a lot due to Deb. So I'm like, who was it? Was Rich her manager? Rich ain't never did nothing for nobody. Anywho, after she thanked Deb and had little tears that were not, Brandon all in his feelings. Brandon like, where's thank you, Brandon, for working with me, because he's a vocal coach. And Brandon always up in his feelings because he just always wants someone to recognize him, when sometimes it ain't about you, homie. And sometimes when you are in the industry, it's not about people are always recognizing you specifically. You know how many people have probably worked with the greats and did not get the proper recognition, not because they weren't appreciated, but because sometimes you can't thank everyone. But at the same time, you always know the person was thankful to work with you. But you can't always want to do things for public recognition. That's your problem, Brandon. You want to be a goddamn star. So, the last thing that we see, Deb and Brandon's at the house. Gucci main brother there, whose name is Nate. Nate is the brother who was not invited to Gucci's wedding, and he posted stuff saying how he was mad or whatever because him and Gucci not really getting along. And so Deb is saying that she gonna kind of keep him close and work with him. And I'm like, is he a Gucci rapper like Gucci? And he talk, and I was like, you talk weird, you talk different, but it is what it is. So Brandon comes in saying how he gonna start a new record label, and I'm like, Lord Jesus. Deb said the same thing, like, if it's very hard. It's a tedious task. If things can go wrong. She's kind of saying the thing that she had to deal with when she was opening up her label, when she used to work with Waka and Nicki Minaj, back in the day. And he said, we think he can handle it, and he felt like he can handle it because he'll be able to do things how he wants to do it. And I feel like he said, I haven't found anyone yet, but but I have a vision, and I can't knock anyone with a vision, because people said to me when I started YouTube, what you doing that for? Girl, that's gonna be nothing. Who gonna watch you? That's crazy. Da, 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 da. And I said to them too, like, I have a vision. I just have this vision of it being great. And so I can't knock him for having a vision and wanting to go for it, because you can't want to knock someone's hustle. I just don't like Brandon. So sometimes he gets on my nerve. And I feel like he's not ready to have his own label because he thinks he's always right. And when you have a label, it can't be about what you always want. Sometimes it's not even about yourself. It's about the artist. And, so that's why I'm like, it is what it is. So again, that was the end of the episode. It gave me nothing. I mean, but hey, put your comments below to let me know your thoughts of the episode, your thoughts on my review. And yeah, I'm about to review 911, and I think I'm going to review the Gianni Versace thing tonight because it's still early. It's only 12:23, and I'm always up to 4 o'clock in the morning, so it is what it is. But again, Karla's EP, it's called Love, Life, and Music. I might be getting it wrong because I'm a little sleepy. But yeah, if you want to, it's a 5-song EP. You also can follow her on Instagram at Queen Karla, and her songs are available. 3 of the songs are available on iTunes, on Spotify, on Tidal. So if you want to get Love and Music, if you want to get the Just Right song, if you want to get, I can't think of the third song, she's going to kill me. But 3 of her songs are on Tidal, absolutely positively. So yeah, but if you want the 5-song EP, the physical CD, put a comment below, or go to her IG, Queen Karla, and she can let you know how to get a copy. So, but yeah. Other than that, I'm all done. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Peace.